All right, welcome back to another episode of the Rickey Henderson podcast, the greatest of all podcasts, the GOAP. And of course, like somber news, of course, the greatest of all time, Rickey Henderson has passed. Shout out to Rickey. Just a tremendous loss for everybody. I mean, for A's fans, for baseball, just for Oakland, for everybody. I'm Alex Espinoza. I'm here with my co-host, Dr. Hot Dog, Hal Gordon.
Dog.
And we're doing a crossover pod today. We got the boys from the Oakland 68s podcast. We got President Jorge Leon and Vice President Anson Castellares. And guys, I'm just gonna lay out a couple of Rickey's
We
accomplishments. I
wait, hold
mean,
on. We got another person here
oh,
too.
yeah. And then we got Kevin. For our YouTube audience, we got a couple. Got
Popped out of
another.
nowhere
Yeah, we
too.
got another Liverpool fan. Yeah, and but yeah, I mean, Rickey's just the greatest of all time, and greatest Oakland A's player to ever live. 10-time All-Star, MVP in 1990, two-time World Champ, 1989 with the A's, 93 with the Blue Jays. All-time MLB leader in runs scored with 2,295, stolen bases, 1,406. His single season record of 130 stolen bases is never going to be touched from 1982. He was born in Chicago. He spent his childhood in Arkansas till he was 7. Then he moved to North Oakland, and he was, roaming around Bushrod Park. Then he went to Oakland Tech, and then we all know the story after that. So it's never going to be another one like Rickey. Shout out to Rickey. I mean, but it was just his swag. It was like his character. The fact he was, raised in Oakland, he played there. I mean, it's just really awful. What a tremendous loss and tremendous year of loss for the A's. I mean, just absolutely brutal, guys. So,
Yeah, it's just
yeah,
totally a shock too. Like it came out of nowhere,
yeah.
and I keep getting asked like, what did Rickey meant? What did he mean to the community, to Oakland? And it's like, bro, like you don't understand it. It's like it's every major league player that comes out of Oakland, they are the epitome of an Oaklander. It's like, we don't give a fuck. We have the swagger, we have the charisma, we know what to do, we know what we had to do, we know that we want to win, and we know that we're underdogs. And I think that's what Rickey meant, man. And it sucks because those type of people, they're around the community. They don't shy away. Like they're you can see them, like when I was 7 years old, I ran into him at Grand Lake Theater. He bought tickets to everyone that was in the lobby to watch a movie, and he gave me the autograph right there when I was 6, 7 years old. And then to the last time I saw him was at the Reggie Jackson softball classic just in October with Anson.
Yep.
And to see him like joking around with like it was funny because he was talking shit about Jose Canseco, right? But they were in the clubhouse, and it was just funny, like just to see him. He was healthy.
You guys got to go back in time, man. You guys got to see
Dude,
something really special,
it was
man. Yeah.
a month and a half ago, right?
Yep.
And he was
Yep.
looking healthy, happy, like he could still play. He was talking trash, like,
Yeah.
and not to interrupt you, George, but like it was just so surreal. And I even I hit up Gamer Athletics yesterday. I was like, how crazy is it that we shared Rickey Henderson Field with Rickey Henderson for the last?
Yep.
And that hit, like, it was surreal on Friday night. We know when we heard the rumors, but like when it was confirmed, I'm like, really? Like Ricky's gone? Like Rickey? Like you think of like LA when Kobe passed. That was crazy for the sports world. Rickey was our Kobe, but Rickey was from Oakland.
Yeah.
He was around. Everyone has a Rickey story. If you're involved with his fan base, you've met Rickey, you've taken a picture with Rickey, you've met him at some restaurant, some bar, or some
Yeah,
wherever.
played bumper pool against them at
Yeah,
McNally's
like
or something. Yeah. Yeah.
I honestly, one of my favorite Rickey stories was during spring training. We talked about taco trucks in Arizona. Like Rickey is he's hella Oakland. Like, man, like I can't believe Ricky's gone. Like it's still, I'm still in the shock, but like, man, like he's the GOAT. He's a legend. He's my favorite baseball player of all time. Honestly, favorite athlete of all time. Like
Me
you
too,
can't
dude. Yeah.
like deny his swagger, his confidence, the way that he interacted with fans. Like I've never seen this in my life. So man,
Yeah, I mean, when I found out, I mean, this is the reason why we fought so much for the A's to stay in Oakland, is because there's a level to this, right? There's obviously the front office, and then there's the front office that we've been kind of friends slash acquaintances with, and we know them, and so then we become friends with them, and so then I knew about it on Friday night just through my friendship with people that used to work for the A's, and like them crying and calling me and just to like tell me that like, hey, this is what's going on, and I'm like, I was in shock. I was like, what do you like, Rickey? That this guy that's like the Man of Steel that like it was help like we just saw him, and to me it just speaks to the level of why this team means so much, why this player means so much to the city of Oakland. You know, I know a lot of people still dislike, which is fine. You gotta dislike John Fisher for what he's doing, but like they're saying like we can't celebrate.
Tough words from Jorge.
Yeah, they but they don't know where to celebrate Rickey, and I'm just like, just go to the Coliseum, go to Brush Rock, go to Rickey Henderson Field at Tech. This is our home. This is, you can't, no one can take this away from Rickey, from any of us. Go there, celebrate there. You know what I mean, and do it for him.
Yeah, there should be no politics involved in this at all,
No.
dude. It should be a very easy call to be like, dude, we're gonna commemorate Rickey at the Coliseum. I don't know. There should be incredibly easy, you know. I mean, I don't know.
I think, you know, I mean, nothing's for certain, but from what I've heard through the grapevine, I think the wheels are more than in motion to make that happen if the family, you know, sort of is on board and stuff. So I think, you know, if it does make sense, it will happen. We will get something at the Coliseum. But like, you know, I just want to say, you know, my view of this is someone who came late to the A's, came late to Oakland. You know, I wasn't around for, you know, I saw Rickey play for lots of different teams and for the A's and stuff as you know, somebody who wasn't in Oakland. But coming here and just seeing the relationship that the fan base had with this one player. It's not, you know, it's sort of not surprising that, you know, you have this one player that's the greatest player, you know, Bulls fans, I'm from Chicago, Bulls fans, you know, you go, they're all still wearing Michael Jordan jerseys, right? It's obvious. But Michael Jordan wasn't from Chicago, you know? He doesn't still live in Chicago. He does other weird shit in Carolina. You know, it's so rare.
Yeah.
It's so rare to have a player, you know, not every team has a Mr. Athletic. What's insane about it is he was Mr. Athletic. He was from Oakland. The name of the team is the Athletics, and what was he known for? He wasn't known for home. He was known for basically athletics, you know? I mean, he was a track star on the field, and
At Oakland Tech, baby.
you know,
Football.
yeah, and just
football too. Yeah.
you know, as somebody who loved baseball and loved reading about the history of baseball, you know, there's just so many crazy kind of characters and goofballs, some of them good, some of them bad, but baseball has this long tradition of loving its statistics and its history and its characters. And Rickey Henderson, I mean, he wasn't the greatest baseball player of all time, but he was the greatest base stealer of all time.
No,
and he was probably
that's subjective, bro.
you know, he's probably in the top 25. But the man, I mean, probably one of the top 5 or 10 personalities of all time.
Oh,
top 15 players of all time, and he grew up in Oakland. He was there, and you know, that's so rare that every single A's fan I knew loved this guy, knew him, had this story, and yeah, you know, when I found out he was dead, it was profound sadness. Not, you know, obviously for his family and his friends and himself, but more for all of the A's fans that I got to know and love. Because, you know, like, fuck this year. You lose your team.
Dude, I could not believe it. Yeah.
You lose your team, and you know, part of part of a community, part of building a community. I mean, whatever it is, it's communities have heroes. You all, agree who the heroes are, and part of that community is just like, we have this hero, we're going to sit around and talk about how we love this guy and how he's great. And to just have him taken away a few months after the team leaves, it just feels like another severing, like another severing of connection of across the A's fandom to memories that people love, to all these other things. Just it's I feel I feel it just sucks. It sucks for A's fans. It just sucks for Oakland baseball. I mean, obviously terrible for his family and everything, but man, just awful.
It just feels like everything that has made the Oakland A's in terms of like personalities and this, that, and the other are slowly dying off. And it started with Ray Fosse, Vita Blue, and just everything that made the Oakland A's authentic are just slowly dying off. And I mean, we're in like a bunch of group texts with the 68s and this, that, and the other. But how fitting was it that Rickey Henderson passed away in the year of 2024, or number 24? How like he sent a text saying like, "Hey man, at least we won't see him like throwing out the first pitch in Vegas." And it was kind of like somber, but I'm like, honestly, I'm okay with it. Like it sucks because it's like we're entering like this new era of. I mean, we're not going to watch the A's in Vegas, obviously, but it's weird just seeing them just losing their whole identity, and it's left in Oakland. Like, what are they going to do now? Like, they have to like create their whole new identity like of A's baseball, and it's just like what, and it's like there should be a ceremony at the Coliseum at Rickey Henderson Field. It should happen, but it's like they've burned their bridges so much that it's like. What are the A's going to do?
Well, I will say this from like personally that we're going to try and commemorate him as much as we can with as much power that we got within the city of Oakland and the Coliseum. I mean, I think that no matter what happens, we're going to put pressure somehow, some way to make or do something at the Coliseum, regardless of the A's, because this is Oakland's.
Well, the A's have nothing to do with the Coliseum anymore, and like honestly, I don't really give it. I don't really give a shit what they do. I don't really give a shit. Like it ain't about them anymore. It ain't about them anymore. It's about Oakland baseball, and Oakland is a city, and
that's what I'm saying. Like we should do it as like just for Oakland. Like this is for Rickey. This is for Oakland. We should celebrate his life, however it is. And I think that we will do it. We will do something. And us 68, we're gonna.
Well, you guys put up a shrine, right? Like, have you guys checked in on that lately to see if it's grown and how big it is and everything? I saw there was like a little.
Yeah, we're gonna check it tomorrow. I didn't check it today. We started it yesterday. It was funny because like it was like a couple of people there, and like I drove up and we looked at each other like, well, it's closed. Let's just put it here. I was like, and we're like, all right, let's just do it. And I had a spray can in typical Jorge fashion, just
anarchist poster,
in the parking lot
forever, and just like, hey, this is Oakland, baby. This is what we do. We're like, we don't wait for anyone. We do it because we love each other. And
yeah, dude, it's crazy because it's like I pass by the Coliseum every day for work, and now it's just gonna hit different because it's like this is Rickey's home. Like, I mean, oftentimes you hear when a new stadium gets built, it's like, oh, this is the house that someone built. The Oakland Coliseum to me is the house that Rickey Henderson preserved. That field is literally dedicated for him, and the Oakland roots are gonna preserve that legacy. But it's still like surreal knowing that like Rickey Henderson has gone. He's that one guy who I thought was gonna like live forever, which
Me
obviously no
too,
one lives
dude.
forever,
Yeah.
but it's just I thought he was just gonna just live on like when I had kids and like oh that's Ricky. Like I I took him for granted. Honestly, I'll say this right now. Like I've met Ricky Henderson bunch of times. Like it was literally the last time I saw him was at the Reggie Jackson softball tournament. And I honestly regret not taking the picture with him. Like I chatted with him, dapped him up, but I was like, oh, it's Ricky. I'll see him around. But like it's I don't know. It's still just crazy to me to like he's just gone.
Yeah,
I
I only
definitely
had
didn't think that the Ricky Henderson of podcasts was going to outlive Ricky Henderson.
Yeah.
Definitely thought it would be the other way around.
dude, I actually,
Right?
yeah, I had the opportunity to interview him one time. It was my first year in 2010. I was like 23 years old and I was scared shitless. But I was like, you know what? Ricky Henderson's right there. And I had passed by because he used to be a little league like legend at Greenman Field or Greenman Field. Is it Greenman or Greenman? I've seen it like I
Yeah.
always hear it both ways, but
Yeah.
it's like on 66th Avenue, basically like 2 or 3 blocks away from the
Oh, right.
Coliseum.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like so I drove by one day and I saw a coach out there and I talked to the coach and his name was Louis Butler. He ended up being like Ricky's coach from like way back in the day. So next time I saw Ricky, I interviewed him about it. He was like happy to talk about his little league coach. Like he was really all about that shit. Like he was a fucking legend. And one time,
Wow.
yeah.
Check this out. I just checked this out.
What is
Okay.
is
Nice.
that the shrine? Is that like a poster on it
Oh
now?
yeah, that's way more. Yeah.
Today.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, we got
And the
so
flowers. Yeah.
so Jorge's showing a picture, a bunch of flowers interspersed in the chain link fence of the entrance of the Coliseum. So people been leaving stuff.
Dude,
Wow.
and then another story too, Dave Stewart told one time was like there was this another coach that would just pick him up and they would ride around the back of a truck around the Bay Area and just kick everybody's ass. Like they would just play like Sandlot games. You'd be playing a Sandlot game against Ricky Henderson and Dave Stewart. Like, yeah, you're gonna lose. So
Yeah.
like I don't know. I just have this image of like Ricky was just so like he was just so in there. Like he was just part of this community. Like he was just so in there, dude.
He was everywhere. Like he was at like if you go to Costco, he was there. You go to
Yeah.
like a taco truck, he was there. You go to like a I don't know, a restaurant, grocery store, he was there.
Well, I
And
heard
that
varying degrees
like
about his landlordship because I heard the good stories, but you guys heard bad stories, right?
like
I heard good stories.
I'm not gonna speak on that, but
Because I heard this one apocryphal story that like somebody threw a huge party at one of his houses and they came downstairs and Ricky was sweeping up afterwards. And I don't know if it's true, like, but I just love to think that it's true. Or like they would come downstairs and Ricky would be cutting shrubs out in the front yard. But then I heard some other stuff too. But so yeah. But no, I mean that's the thing. It was like he was like superhuman, like he was this god figure, but he was also like a man of the people, just another like like
he
local. I don't know.
he
It's kind of
never forgot about his Oakland roots. I will say that. Like he never I mean, say what you want about the guy, like he was always an Oakland guy. He was always a man of the people. He was always in the community, like, and that's what I always respect about him. Like, it's easy to just make it and just move out to whatever
Yep.
fancy city, whatever, just forget about where he came from. He had money, don't get me wrong, but
which you like to tell people.
he was
Yeah.
always out in the town. He was everywhere. And like he was the most accessible person to talk to, even if he didn't have any time to talk to you. He would always like, all right, picture. Like that's what I love about that guy. Like he's a man of the people. Like I don't think there is ever gonna be another Rick Anderson ever.
He's one of one, man. He also
Yeah.
played for the Mexican League for the Navajoa. And I just want to say that like a man that played for that long, you know he loved baseball. You know he loved the game to play like that long and to give it his all. I just that's pretty tight. Like it's just to me that's why he's the greatest of all time, man. Like I know Babe Ruth, one like I would consider him Babe Ruth, Barry Bonds, Ricky Henderson.
Wait
Hmm.
for Otani.
Even
See how Otani's career plays out too, dude. Because goddamn. But
And full time. No, I'm just kidding.
He's gonna be
All
hitting
I
some
know-
more bets, dude.
I would say, look, I would say that my my second half of MLB fandom is dead now. So I don't care what Otani does, right?
Great player, by the way. Yeah.
Like I hope Otani has a great career and I know he's a superhuman type of player. That's fine. But like I'm not gonna pay attention because going forward I am
Yeah,
not
MLB's
an
dead.
MLB.
Yeah, MLB's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just like want to talk briefly about the insanity that was his just that who he was as a player. You know, if you're watching this on YouTube and you want a little bit more Ricky content, I think my two favorite videos about Rickey Henderson are um, by a channel called Foolish Baseball. Let's watch Rickey Henderson play baseball, and he just watched it. There's a bunch of clips of I think the '82 ALCS, and just watching him steal four bases in a playoff game, doing a bunch of other stuff. It's crazy. And then one by John Boyce, who is one of my favorite YouTubers of all time. It's a secret base video. Rickey Henderson crushed shoals with unprecedented efficiency. And basically the statistics that John Boyce talks about there is just like how of an insane outlier this man was. You know, if you think about the example, and I'm basically cribbing their idea here. The example of like home runs, right? Like baseball is always changing, but essentially it's been not that different for the last 120 years. And humans have been changing, but not that much. They can only play for so long. They can only hit so many home runs a season. And so if you look at the career home runs, you know, you have Barry Bonds, 762, Hank Aaron, 755, Babe Ruth, 714, Albert Pujols, 703. I mean, there's less than 1% between Barry Bonds and Hank Aaron. It's just like, that's about it. You know, somewhere in the 700s is like what you can accomplish. Like it's like physically impossible to be healthy long enough to hit home runs enough you're not going to like crush it or something. They've had stolen bases for a very long time. We've been they have the stolen base records back to the 1880s. Like this is not a new statistic.
Oh,
You look
okay.
at number 5, Tim Raines, 808. Number 4, Ty Cobb, 897. 3, Billy Hamilton, 914. 2, Lou Brock, 938, right? So it's like, okay, 800 and 900, that's what we can expect from a human body. Rickey Henderson, 1,406. He beat number 2 by like 30. There's a 33% gap.
Yeah.
There's a 40% gap. It's just like the only thing that sort of reminds me of is, you know, when Steph Curry decided to be like, I'm just gonna rain 3 points down upon everybody, right? Like he was like, new rule. It turns out shooting 3 points from everywhere, great idea, right? But like what happened there, you know, when those kind of things happen, it's like somebody gets a great idea or like, you know, has an amazing talent and then is like, how do I exploit this? You know, why are we, you know, we're rethinking the game, you know, and now everyone shoots a ton of 3-pointers and you know, it's, but like Rickey Henderson, it wasn't like he came up with something new. You know, there was nobody else was just like, oh, what he's doing, genius. It's just that he just was. It doesn't make sense. It's ungodly. I mean, I am old and miserable, and my body doesn't work anymore. And when Rickey Henderson was 39, 2 years older than I am now, he had 66 stolen bases. and then played a
He
number
was
more
pretty unnaturally large those last few years. Like he was pretty big. Yeah.
I don't give a shit, but dude,
Yeah.
you could give me all the science in the world. It wouldn't fucking.
No, yeah.
It's just what an amazing lunatic. There's so many crazy stories that people, have been telling on Twitter and have been telling all over for many years about how he was a nutcase. I also really like this story. This is from I think Mike Piazza's autobiography. So Rickey was the most generous guy I ever played with. And whenever the discussion came around to what we would give one of the fringe people, whether it was a minor leaguer who came up for a few days or the parking lot attendant, Rickey would shout, "Full share." He's talking about World Series shares, which I think now are worth like $500,000 or something. So, they only have a certain amount of money. They're cutting it up, between all the players. Rickey would yell, "Full share." We'd argue for a while, and he'd say, "Fuck that. You can change somebody's life." He wanted to give it to parking lot attendants. Now, as somebody who was a hot dog vendor, that would be great. If anyone wants to give me a full share of the World Series winnings, I would definitely take that. But
your life would be changed.
I mean, to the guy, he was an alien. He was an alien. He was a lunatic. And it's not fair it's just fucking not fair. But yeah, Anson, I texted you guys when I found out, and one thing I thought, and this is, I think, one of the things that is a little bit complicated about my feelings about him recently was, Rickey was going to be Rickey. He at the last game at the Coliseum, he said, why would I be sad? I'm rich, and then he went and threw out the last pitch again in Seattle wearing that goofy half
jersey, yeah.
That was
half
his
jersey,
last
and
time
at that
at a
moment
big
I was
league
just
game. That was his last time
and I
at a
was
big
just
league game in that split jersey.
and I was just like, fuck, dude, he's gonna throw out the first pitch on opening night in Vegas.
He probably would have done it in Sacramento too. He probably would have been down to do it.
Fuck yeah, and it's just it is a selfish feeling, I think, for myself, where I'm just like, well, at least we won't have to watch that. But
I'd rather watch that and him be alive, dude. That's fine with me. That's totally fine.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Rickey's legacy is in Oakland. It should be in Oakland. It will stay in Oakland. And if there's any solace or peace for anyone that's mourning about this, that's it. Rickey, Oakland is Rickey. The Oakland A's are a very distinct brand. Like I said, I don't know. It's weird how everything's just playing out right now. It's weird.
It seems surreal. It's not even. It's like because I was late because I don't know. I'm in Mexico. I'm kind of disconnected. I used my phone yesterday, so I saw it 2 days later. I just saw it this morning when I woke up, and I was like, "What the fuck, dude!" Complete shock because he was so healthy. He was like you guys said, so healthy. Full of life, dude. He was so full of life, man. Every day.
Yeah, so I just got word that there's gonna be some people gathering on Christmas at that gate.
Okay.
It's his birthday. Yeah, it's his birthday.
On 66 side where we did the whole memorial. So if anyone wants to join us,
what time?
I'm gonna go out there, put some more flowers there.
I'll be there for sure.
And I would encourage anyone that wants to kind of pay the respects.
I think he would have turned 66 this year too, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, man! All the numbers and stuff, right there. It's right there on 66th Ave, right? I know it's stupid, Hal. I see you, Hal.
Oh yeah,
Dang. I actually tweeted. So Rebecca Kaplan quote tweeted me. She's like, "Oh, we need to do something." I know it's a small gesture, but it's they want to rename a street after Rickey. And my vote is for that little strip of 66, basically right in front
of the whole damn thing.
You know, or like basically when you get off the freeway,
Yeah.
It should be a whole. It should be a whole. Whatever they pick, and that's kind of why I
66
don't
the
like
whole
the
way.
Coliseum
Yeah.
Coliseum way, because it's like a real rinky dink. It should be like a real street.
Yeah, like
You know?
66th
If it's
Avenue, like
if it's
from the
66th
freeway to
Avenue
BART,
or if it's
like from
Hagenberger,
freeway to BART. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
The whole
yeah,
whatever. I mean,
yeah,
they'll figure it out. They'll figure it out.
yeah.
Yeah, Henderson Way, bro. Like
Yeah,
how
Rickey
amazing.
Henderson Way or something.
I would
Yeah.
Ricky
honestly,
Road,
Rickey Henderson Road. Ricky Road.
Ricky Road?
The Rickey Henderson of roads. God
Henderson
damn.
Highway.
God damn.
I would honestly, I would be so down for everyone to meet up on Christmas Day.
Yep.
What time's the meet up?
Let's just say right now, 2:40 for 2-4. Come on, like I mean, or 2:04, 2:40. I don't know. Like
PM or PM? How's that?
could be both. Could be both.
420.
I mean, it's
240 would be good because then you can kind of go there and then get home for Christmas dinner or whatever, you know?
There you go.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, but it's so unfortunate just with the current circumstances of how the athletics, because they're not the Oakland Athletics, they're not the Sacramento Athletics. They don't have a name because they're homeless. They can't really do anything, but once again, the fans will make something happen. So it's figure it out.
Yeah. Also, so I don't want to change gears. I mean, I kind of do. I mean, R.I.P. to Ricky. We could talk about Ricky all day, but also, I mean, you guys are talking about how fans have controls. Like you and Last Dive Bar, the 68th and Last Dive Bar, you guys are about to put on Fans Fest again for the third straight time. You guys want to give some people some details about what to expect and everything?
March 1st, a celebration of Oakland sports, Raimondi Park. It's going to be the same deal, like last year there's a lot of confusion where it's like, oh, is this like an A's fans fest? Like, no, it was always about just fans coming together.
It's like a celebration of the fans.
Yeah,
it's like
about us, man. Like, I mean, like there's so much history here, and we're gonna keep this thing going. The roots are back to the Coliseum. We got the Oakland Soul coming back. We got the Oakland Ballers in their second year, man. There's a lot of cool things going on in the town, man. So
we're bringing it back. We're running back a third straight time
at Raimondi Park, right? Like, how did that work out?
Park, man.
I've always said that, and like Anson said, like this is a celebration for the fans, by the fans, and for our city, and like we want to celebrate everything sports wise in Oakland, right? So we're gonna have like the Oakland Ballers, the Oakland Roots, the Soul. We're gonna have Oakland Tech, the OAL League be out there. We're gonna have the Oakland Spiders, which is a professional a frisbee team that we had last year. We're gonna have Oakland SC, which is another professional soccer team that people don't know about. We're gonna have Oakland Genesis. We're gonna reach out to all the Oakland sports culture, and that's what we're gonna celebrate. This is what Fans Fest is and was always about. And,
you should get McClymonds there too, man. They got so much history out there, Yeah.
Yeah. No, everyone's gonna be celebrated. Like that's what it is. And the people that are gonna be celebrated, all we ask is just be there. That's it. We'll handle the rest of it. Like we'll do what we got to do to make it poppin', to make people come. And I think that's literally what we do it for. Like we don't ask for nothing else and nothing less, nothing more. That's all we do it for. You know what I mean? It's for Oakland.
And honestly, it's not limited to just like Oakland teams. Dude, if you have like a local business in Oakland, come out, showcase your business, showcase anything and everything, a restaurant, bar, whatever, just support Oakland, like just come out.
Need food. People are gonna be eating and drinking, man. I mean,
it's always a good time. It's always a good time. So just come out and celebrate, man. Like celebrate the town. Like we got a lot of things going on, on our end. Because I know that a lot of people are like, oh, Oakland, there's nothing going on in Oakland. For real? Because
no, and
like once again, so
what's gonna be cool and why we do this a lot is to activate different areas of Oakland, right? Like this year it's going to be at Raimondi Park. I mean, you're talking about a historical area of West Oakland. I mean, you have the the train station that was there. You have Raimondi Park itself. You're gonna have the public market that's supposed to open. You're gonna have the whole West Oakland region kind of being activated for this, and we're gonna try and work with like the municipalities of Emeryville to work with us and get a shuttle there, or the same thing with BART, same thing with AC Transit, and just kind of like a Ballers game, just bring people out there for that fans fest.
I fucking love you guys. How you guys approach this. It's fucking awesome, man.
Dude,
Yeah,
like I mean, it's a long time coming, but there's so like honestly, West Oakland is such a great place in Oakland. Like there's so
I
much.
think it's the spot right now, man. I don't
Oh
know.
my
I really
God,
like
dude.
what's going on in West Oakland right now,
It
man.
literally
That
it
Prescott
literally
night market, that Prescott market's gonna be cool, man. Yeah, yeah.
hell yeah, dude. Like it reminds me of like 2011 downtown Oakland, where it's like there's so much potential, just make it happen. And West Oakland is cracking right now, man.
I'm gonna try to get back there. I think I might try to live
Yeah,
there this
man.
summer, man.
March
So we'll
1st,
see.
dude.
Yeah,
March
yeah.
1st. It's
When
gonna
are so when do you think you are going to be able to start announcing? You guys going to try and aim to get some big names again, or?
yeah. I mean, we've already announced the date, which is March 1st. It's a Saturday.
Yeah, yeah.
We're obviously gonna try and get the same thing that we did last year.
Yeah.
If people want to, sponsorships and what have you, it's the same thing. It's gonna be the exact same rundown, but just in a different location.
But
That
like
I
ex
think,
players and stuff like that. Is that what you're talking about? How like Coco
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Grant
we getting any
Balfour and stuff
we're
like
gonna
that?
find
Or-
some any players, some yeah.
I mean, I feel like it's the same thing where it's like, stay tuned. We'll announce everything.
yeah.
I
Gotta
mean,
get Kelsey out there. I don't know if Kelsey's coming back, but if Kelsey Whitmore's there, that'd be cool,
on,
Yeah.
I mean, you never know, but you never know. But it's like at the same time, we're still normal, like working human beings. Yeah, man. Like I absolutely,
Everything's in play.
Yeah,
yeah,
of
like
course. It's
we will
it's
have
still got
some
like
fun
3 months. Yeah,
surprises.
yeah.
Like like it's just stay tuned. Obviously, we're doing the updates with like the 68 podcast is going to come back with like some updates and everything. We'll probably
Let's
do more joint podcasts like this. And
This is a 68 podcast, bro. I'm doing
no,
both.
we're all intertwined.
let's talk about let's talk about Raimondi Park, man. Right. So next season is going to be year 2, Oakland Ballers.
Yes.
I think there were some really great successes last year. There's a lot of room to grow. We'll say
And
that.
we
right?
gotta congratulate Jorge for winning the fan vote. Jorge
Yeah.
is the champ,
Well,
dude.
okay, yeah.
Guy,
All right, yeah.
my
So,
bad.
now I know who to blame if there's any any problems. But I think the stadium, the product that they put out there, incredible. I'm hoping to see, even better attendance this year. I think now that they don't have to compete with the A's,
Mhm.
I think it could be really interesting and stuff. What are you guys excited about for the next season at Oakland Ballers?
Man, I would say I'm excited about something that like we already know it's gonna be there, and so now we don't have to kind of basically it just felt like we were always rushing on things last year. Where not like now we can have this opportunity to kind of like plan, right?
Right.
And so at least for me and like what I want to try and do is yes, bring up attendance way more, incorporate the right field area, have like an actual right field bleacher area, right? Incorporate the public market that's going to come out. That could be like before or during games, like batting practice. There's a lot of baseballs that go out there to left field. I have a buddy that ball hawks out there, and it'll be
Joey?
kind of to just see people out there, just like Joey, yeah, like just catching 5 balls, and that
Yeah.
it remind me of Wrigley Field itself, and so to see,
Yeah.
So just imagine the public market's open. There's people going in there and like, eating or drinking or whatever it is. And they're just like, oh, you gotta watch out for a fly ball. And it's like just the vibes of a baseball game going on that day of. And so I'm really excited, man. And I also do want to renovate the soccer area and make it enjoyable, make it a place where like we lack a lot of sports field in Oakland. And so maybe if we renovate the soccer field, maybe other schools can enjoy it, can come and practice there and work along with like the Oakland East Bay United Soccer Club and all those youth clubs that can just kind of take advantage of that.
So what exactly was your title? Because you won a fan vote, right? Are you like you're on the board of directors of the Ballers now, or what is it exactly? Yeah.
That's a good question, Alex. That's a good question.
I'm gonna see what they tweeted. I'm gonna go see what they tweeted.
No, I'm the fan board representative for the investors, but we have not, and I think it's because of the holidays. There hasn't been like a formal like, hey, here's your email, here's your package of like what this entails. But I assume, and I've been in contact with the Ballers, that it's probably going to happen after the holidays, which is, it makes sense, right? Like no one wants to hit anyone up during the holidays. Like just wait afterwards.
Yeah. Circle back.
Yeah.
So I wanna while I got you guys here, I wanna ask about, of course, the Roots too, because
Howard Terminal,
there's some
baby.
I'm incredibly excited about two things, right? One, Coliseum, right? Now that's not news, but it's starting to come up, and what's exciting is seeing that stadium start to be transformed, right? They're laying it out. They got all the infield dirt out. This is going to be a soccer stadium for at least a year. There is some excitement of, ooh, wonder how many people we might get on opening day. We could get some big crowds. I don't know. I don't know. Last season, the biggest attendance in USL was 13,500. So I think that's the goal. I would love to see the Roots. Yeah. Anson's like he's like
Bring it up.
20,
we're
20, baby.
gonna get it all. I don't know about that. I don't know about that, but but that'd be great.
Roots, baby.
And man, like I just wanna. I just think how awesome. What are you guys gonna feel being in the Coliseum again? But like,
many emotions.
Not fucking it being a goddamn funeral, like
that's the part, and that is the thing. And I feel like they're gonna get at least 30,000 for that first game. My personal opinion. I'm just saying. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. It's at least 30,000 because people are starving in Oakland for Oakland sports. Something positive. It's the Oakland Coliseum is so historical. It's so much nostalgia there. It's so easy to get to. You can take BART there. You can take.
Oh yeah, I mean,
like you can tailgate there.
Home openers on March 22nd.
Very excited that it's no longer in Pioneer, whatever.
No, but like my whole thing is, it's like this isn't like a sad time to go to the Coliseum for a sporting event, and people want that. Yeah. And if that first game is on a Saturday night, you tell me people don't want to tailgate? People in the community, like there's so many people who I've talked to who are like, hey, like I wanted to go to a Roots game at Cal State East Bay, but I didn't want to go to Hayward.
Yeah, it's tough.
But like the accessibility alone can attract at least 5,000 people. Like, and if they're gonna sell tickets,
go down.
It's easy to do. Like I don't know. I feel like that first game could be insane. in my opinion. And talking with the Roots, they're 10 toes in on like their marketing strategy. Like they're trying to like make this biggest opening game in like USL history, which is I feel like we can do. And it's up to Oakland and the East Bay, the Bay Area to actually back. Oh, I'm getting very like excited about this, but like everyone, they felt so bad about the A's leaving Oakland. Oh, three teams are leaving Oakland. Okay, this is your time to like support Oakland. Like, where are you at? This is your time. Help us out.
Yeah.
Come out and see what we love. You cannot tell me that the Oakland Coliseum experience is one of one. Like, this is your time. Like,
tailgating is a huge
the
part of
Roots,
it.
man, dude, I don't care if you like soccer or not, man. It's a beautiful game. I love soccer, but if you don't like soccer, it doesn't matter. Just go there and celebrate Oakland, celebrate the Coliseum, celebrate Rickey Henderson Field, dude. This is history, man. Like, come on out. Like, it's gonna be so much fun, man. Like, I feel like they were literally gonna break that record.
Yeah. The one thing I'll say about like the Oakland Coliseum is that, coming from LA, all you guys know I come from LA.
Yeah.
That in LA, especially after the fight between, like, for example, the Dodgers versus the Giants, there was no more tailgating. Tailgating, it was done. Like, you tailgated before you got to the game, and that was it. And now, like, when I tailgated at an Oakland A's game or anywhere at the Coliseum, like, it was a tailgate. It was a celebration. You're like, oh my God, like this is what it's about. This is like the camaraderie, like with the fans, and like living that like all together.
Like, the game is fun, but
So
honestly,
it's something like this is happening somewhere, rather than nowhere. Because before I mean, based in LA, it was like, oh, you tailgate at home with your 4 friends, and then you go to the game, and then maybe you'll meet other friends. Maybe if you get lucky and you guys won't get in a fight. But like tailgating together with a bunch of other fans, you're like, oh my God, like, yes, we're all rooting for the same fans, or sort of for the same team. Hopefully we win, but it's an experience, and you have to experience that in sports.
Yeah.
yeah,
And
It's almost dead in sports. It's virtually dead in sports. Unless you're like a Buffalo Bills fan and you're like jumping on top of a bunch of tables.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. It's like the games are fun, but like that's what I realized that last game with the A's. It was like it's actually the tailgate that I was gonna miss the most. I was like, dude, I was like sitting around with people I hadn't seen in like 10 years, and it was like we just jumped right back into the same like it was like the same old shit again, like 2012, 2014 or whatever all over again.
Alex,
And then
literally that last game at the Coliseum. What time was that? Like it's like at what 9:30 a.m.
yeah.
I mean, everyone was kind of like
On a
sad.
Thursday, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I came up to you and I was like, dude, this is just like old times, right? He was like, yeah, I mean, pretty much like nothing's changing, but it kind of is
everything.
Like,
So
that'll get huge, like that's a novelty.
Yeah, March 22nd, 7 p.m. They got their home opener. So
Yep.
circle it on the calendars. 3 months from today. Yeah.
And let's briefly talk. I mean, there's not too much to talk about, but the Roots are officially throwing their hat in the Howard Terminal ring. I mean, listen, that's a long ways away. They got a lot of steps to cover, but the thing that about it that speaks most to me was it 20. They are proposing 20,000 person stadium.
25,000, I think I saw.
25.
It's just crazy.
You don't build a 25,000 person stadium for a USL team. So, I mean, listen, it's in some sense, have the ambition, dress for the league you want to be in, not the league you're in. But I mean, it's clearly the goal, and I think it's probably the goal of almost every team in the USL. But the goal is to to convince MLS to bring you in.
Yeah.
There's an incredible headwind that they're going to have to fight against.
Yeah, I don't think it's
And
realistic.
unfortunately,
MLS. Yeah, I really don't think it's realistic. As long as the earthquakes are
well,
here and they're going to
yeah,
expand
I mean
another markets.
the name
They already got 30
is John.
teams. Yeah.
But listen, it's not realistic now. But
I think everything is realistic at this point. With U.S. soccer, anything is realistic, especially with even the USL Championship. If the USL Championship wants to kind of succeed, they would have to kind of adopt a promotion relegation. It's a perfect league to adopt that, the promotion relegation.
yeah,
And you'd be so popular just by that you would even take some of the MLS fan base away, and they would follow this USL Championship League. Or they could be smart and say, oh, okay, wow, the Oakland Roots are doing everything that we want. They're selling out in merch. They're number one in content. They're number one in activating or bringing in the fans, right? That the Earthquakes are not. That the Sacramento Republic are not. So then to have two teams in the Bay Area, I know that some people think that it wouldn't work or it just can't happen because of the close proximity of these teams, but it's been proven that it does work. You just have to invest in this team. Just imagine a brand new soccer stadium on the water before the World Cup. By the way, before the World Cup even starts in 2026 down the road, imagine a brand new stadium.
Oh, hell no, dude. 2 years? Hell no, dude. A year? No way.
What are you talking about? I mean, yeah, okay.
I'm just saying.
I mean, yeah. All right. Well, that's insane. But I mean, listen. If you're thinking about what the steps are, right now, like last year, Sac Republic, they averaged 10,100 people a game. You have Indy, 9,700, Louisville, 9,700. So, if you want to be, if you want the Roots to eventually be at a place where they're sort of impossible to ignore, they have to almost have a big enough stadium where they're like, listen, we're easily, for USL, we're easily getting 15,000 a game or something. If you do that, then the MLS is like, it's hard to ignore. Like amazing Twitter content, amazing, selling more gear.
Okay.
That's not. It's if you can get 15,000 butts in seats for the USL every night, that's tougher to ignore. So I mean, and the Roots last year averaged 4,000. So and now
in Hayward,
bad stadium, Hayward. It's going to be much different this year, but like baby steps. But I mean, clearly the idea is like, hey, step like the last step before we bust down the door of MLS is either we get into MLS, right before the stadium is built, or if they build this stadium and they're filling that stadium up for USL, then but that's a lot of steps. That's a lot of steps, and that's a lot of hard work that the Roots are going to have to put in.
What's the?
But it's exciting. What it is exciting. It's a future. It's something I think fans can grab onto and believe in and build towards. If there was justice in this world, we would have promotion relegation, and we wouldn't have to think maybe we'll X, Y, be like, listen, let's all go spend our money so they can buy players and we can get promoted. But it's not unfortunately, that's just not the world we live in, and that fucking sucks. But it is hope. I'm excited about it, and I'm excited that the owners of the Roots have that ambition.
Well, what's the average for the Earthquakes right now, tennis wise, and then also I would add that Cincinnati, the reason why they got MLS was because they forced MLS to look at them.
Exactly. Yeah.
It was a USL Championship team, and then they were selling
So
out.
the earthquake last season averaged 17,500. So
Doable.
listen,
and they're horrible. They're like everybody knows that. So
and that's almost a sellout. Their stadium's 18,000. So like they're selling almost every ticket, you know. So
Are they
you know,
Or I don't think they are.
I don't know.
business at a sports
and it's certainly
I don't think
I don't know. I don't know. There, I vended a lot of games at AT&T Park that were sellouts, where I was, up in the upper deck and was being like, well, I'm currently in 4 sections that are currently empty, right? And they were sellouts because they just wanted the streak going. They had some funky fucking, they would like give away all the tickets at the last second to people some fucking charity that was never going to use them. But whatever. But, baby steps, keep moving forward, support the roots, support the ballers. Good things will happen. And 2025 can't be worse. I mean, please no.
No, I mean,
coronavirus too.
It has
Monkey
to
ball
hit-
girls.
Everything has to hit
That was
like
a rough year. Yeah,
bottom
that was a rough.
everything has to hit like rock bottom before it gets better. So, I mean, I feel like Oakland's going to be good in the long run. It's kind of like this weird transition of where are we going to go next? And this is what it is. It's the Oakland Roots, the Oakland Ballers, Oakland Soul. I mean, it is what it is. Like
It's you guys, dude. It's not even the teams, dude. For me, it's you guys, man. It's like
it's honestly
like
everything.
it's like the community. It's like Oakland has this DIY history, and you guys are kind of like, fuck it, we're just gonna take this into our own hands. Like we just got to do it, man, because we're not gonna wait for anybody else to do it. We just got to do it, and that's what I really admire about you guys.
Yeah, and that's literally our mentality too, because it's like, okay, we deal with the cards that are at hand. It's like, okay, if this is what you're gonna throw at us, all right, cool. We will make the best of it. That's honestly the Oakland DNA. It's like, oh, so this is what we have to work with. Tight. Like this.
I mean, yes, but also we need, you need to find everyone else, because there's not 17,500 Jorge's and Ansons. If there were, Oakland sports might be a terrifying place to go to a stadium. I can't imagine. Oh my God. I just like imagining a stadium full of Jorge's just bubbling each other for some reason. I don't know why you'd be fighting each other, but I just feel like it just would happen.
They would be here. They would be here.
I mean, they would be there.
The tickets will be sold out, okay?
Game in, game out. Whoever was selling smoke bombs in the Western United States would be rolling in money. But
and tifos.
You're moving to a new place. Oakland fans are moving to a new place, and part of it is like it's hard to coordinate making sure everyone comes with you. So the no matter what, the crowds are going to be smaller. The people who are going game in and game out in 2019 to A's games, the majority of them are just not going to Oakland sports anymore, right? Otherwise, the numbers would be higher. But you work at it, you get those people back. It's a slow process, but the people are there, and it's going to be an exciting ride to watch it continue to build and grow. And damn, Rickey, man.
I agree.
R.I.P.
2025 is going to be a very interesting and exciting time in Oakland sports. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, boys, it's getting late. I know it's like past 10 o'clock for Hal over there.
Oh, yeah.
So I say we should
All
wrap
right.
it up. But
I'm
that was a great chat, boys. R.I.P. to Rickey Henderson.
Peace,
And
man.
March 1st, Fans Fest at Raimondi Park, baby. So,
Hey, man. Stay
Yeah.
tuned, man. We will update everyone with everything and anything with Fans Fest, Oakland sports related news. I know it's been a very crazy year and season with the 6-8 podcast and everyone else. Everyone has things going on, but we promise we will update with everything, anything and everything. So,
Make sure y'all get on Gavin Newsom's ass.
yes,
Oh.
yes.
Like I just want to
You
say
know,
before you guys
I
end
don't,
it,
I don't know if Gavin Newsom is really to blame, but all
I
right.
got into, I got into baseball because like there were so many like to me personally, there were so many like black players who were like phenomenal. And
Yeah.
my mom started watching like Hank Aaron. I watched like Rickey Henderson. I watched um
Dave Stewart, Joe Morgan. I mean, Joe Morgan's from the Bay Area too, right? Or Alameda or something, right? Or,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Joel
And
Morgan's away, right? But yeah,
there were so many good like black baseball players, and like now there's not that many. And the one thing that I would say about Ricky, even coming from LA, I was like, that dude is effing fast. I was like, so if your catcher isn't on it, like he's taking off on you. So you better be on your game today, or he's gonna steal base. He's gonna steal second, he's gonna steal third, and then like he's just waiting for someone to hit him
Ricky
home.
run.
I was like,
Yeah,
as a
Ricky
leadoff hitter, that is scary. So just the fact that like he's just gone so fast is just like it's it's wild to me. It's wild to know that he's just gone.
yeah.
So
24 ever.
24
Yeah.
ever. All right. So then Christmas, Christmas Day, you guys will have something there at the
All right.
thing. So
All right,
All right,
I think
guys.
Alex and I are probably gonna record another podcast in the coming week. Actually, maybe tomorrow, and we'll probably put it out later about more just like in depth about Ricky and some of the history. We'll be interviewing some people who are a little bit older than us who saw him even more. So
Oh gosh.
this
Don't throw him under the
All right.
bus like that, bro. All right. Yeah. All right, guys. Have a great night, guys. All right, Peter, Ricky. All right.
Happy
See ya.
holidays. Rest in peace, Ricky. Oakland forever. 24 ever. All that. Stay
See you.
All right.